Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining today. Today, I'm going to do my initial impressions video on the Topo Pursuit 2. It's a little bit unusual in that most shoe reviewers are doing the newest models. They are coming out with the Topo Pursuit 3. I think it's being released on March 1st. However, I do buy all my own shoes, and I got a really good deal on these since they're about to be discontinued. And from everything I understand, they're still going to be very similar to the Pursuit 3. The biggest differences that I've heard about are that the upper is going to be even a little bit more durable. They may change the zip foam just a little bit to be just very slightly softer. Topo tends to do that in every version of zip foam these days. They make it a little bit softer. And they're going to add the what they call their switchback gaiter, the one that has Velcro back here instead of the two little loops to grab onto a gaiter system. But otherwise, and the other thing is they said they're going to build up a little bit of midsole on each side to give you a little bit more of a bucket seat in there. I guess it'll help with stability a little bit, so you'll be riding down in the foam a little bit more as opposed to on top of it. But the ride should be very similar. And I got such a good deal on these, I decided to go ahead and buy the Pursuit 2. The Pursuit 2 is a shoe from Topo. It's obviously a trail shoe. It's got, I'm going to start from the sole just because that's what we talk about with trail shoes a lot. It's got a super grippy Vibram Mega Grip outsole. It is what Topo uses on a lot of their trail shoes. This is the same outsole and pretty much the same design they've used on the Terra Venture 4, the Mountain Racer 4. They use it on the Topo Vista. They do have a few shoes that have a lower grip that are more like road to trail that use a Vibram XS Trek EVO outsole. That's the MT5 and the Ultra Venture 4 use that outsole. But this is really good and grippy for when you hit tougher conditions, when you're heading in the mountains or rocky terrain. It's also going to help more in the mud. They do a really good job with this. Vibram Mega Grip, one of the best outsoles out there, and this lug pattern works really well in that they separated it enough. They're 4mm deep lugs, but they're very aggressive, and they're separated enough with the lugs that the mud will get out of there. It comes off pretty easily after you get out of the mud. It sheds pretty well. Some lugs, they'll put the pattern so close together that it holds the mud there and it doesn't fall off when you get moving, but the pattern that Topo uses does a good job. It does use their zip foam midsole, which is an EVA formula. I would now call it an EVA blend because they've been doing something to it that has been getting it softer and bouncier over the years. It's a nice feeling underfoot midsole. Feels really nice. These in particular are their zero drop shoe. The Pursuit, it is 28mm in the heel, 28 in the forefoot with the zero drop. Probably the most similar shoe out on the market is the Ultra Temp. It's also 28 or 29. Now I can't remember. It's right there, but it's pretty much the same sort of dimensions as this. My only issues with the Ultra Temp has just been that the toe box height is not very high, and I'm a person that raises my toe, and I end up getting blisters under my toe just because there isn't enough room for me to raise my toe. So these have a nice deep toe box. It's not an issue. This uses a nice breathable mesh upper. Like I said, they're doing something to make the durability better as they go to Pursuit 3. It uses Topo's little gaiter system. I don't really use that. I end up putting Velcro back here so I can use the hook and loop Velcro type of gaiters. I've used Dirty Girl gaiters over the years, or Ultra gaiters, and they've worked well for me. I would say the heel collar is well cushioned, though not excessive. The tongue is kind of it's cushioned. It's plenty to prevent lace bite, but it's not real thickly cushioned. But it does a good job. They have Topo's little lace stay system. It's not a gusseted tongue, but they use the little loops that go through the tongue on both sides that you're able to go through that really help stabilize and keep the tongue in place. I'm finding it's holding it well. It's got the little gator attachment loop in the front, the little metal loop that also does a good job. Another feature that these Phantoms have, both in the version 2 and the version 3, is this wonderful, at least I think it's wonderful, the FKT insole. It's very similar to the Boomerang insole that is put in the Innovate shoes. It uses a closed cell TPU foam. It gives it a little extra bounce, but the main attraction to me is if you're doing a technical trail race and there's a lot of water that you're going through, these do not absorb the water. Most shoes, the insoles are open cell and they absorb water, and it takes a long time for them to dry. These really don't. They don't absorb it, so they shed it, and then the water's able to drain out of your shoes more quickly, and it helps keep feet dry. So I do think the upper is very good. They use these laces that do a pretty good job. I actually, they're pretty roundish, and I find they kind of work their way loose, so they're really not my favorite laces. They've got the same laces on the Mountain Racer, but they're not bad. They're just not my favorite. I may end up switching out the laces at some point in this shoe, but otherwise, really nice. They've got some toe protection up here in the front. I think it could be a little bit more robust. When I was doing my initial runs in it, I did kick a rock once and it hurt, but there is still some protection up there. So far I have put 13.5 miles in these. I went for a little over 3 mile run on the North Shore Trail in Grapevine, and then I took these on our trip. We went to Lake Murray State Park last weekend, and I did a 6 mile hike and a 4 mile run in these, and part of that 4 mile run was very technical. Job. The grip was great. They were very comfortable underfoot. I think I'm really going to enjoy these shoes. Most of my shoes these days, I've liked being between a 0 and a 6 millimeter drop on most of my shoes. I'm still staying mostly there, but some of the new Chinese shoes I bought are 7 and 8 millimeter drop, which isn't my preferred, but they're still working out pretty well for me. Since I retired my Magnafly 5, which was a 0 drop, and my Escalantes, which were a 0 drop, I am not getting enough time in 0 drop, so I wanted to get some 0 drop. I like getting some time in 0 drop every week just so I don't lose the ability to do it. Anyway, I still got a pair of Ultra Torn 7s, Torn 8s. They're really not my favorite to run in. I've talked about that before, but I can still walk around in those, so I'll walk around in those some, and now I'll have these 0 drop until the Torn 9 comes out this summer that I'm really looking forward to. But anyway, I think these are really good shoes. I'm enjoying them so far. I'm hoping I can I'll get more miles in them, but so far I'm enjoying them. I think they're going to be my shoe for the Firefly 12-hour race that I've got coming up in North Carolina in toward the end of April. But so far I'm really enjoying the shoes. I will do updates on them in the future. They have a very similar feel in a lot of ways to me to the Mountain Racer. The Mountain Racer is 28 in the forefoot, 33 in the heel. So these are just a little lower in the heel. And they're also pretty similar to the TerraVenture 4, which is 22 in the forefoot, 25 in the heel. So it's a lower stack out. These definitely have more cushion. I think these are going to be great shoes for me. Anyway, if you're interested, please consider following along. I will do an update once I get over 50 miles and give my full review on these. Hopefully it'll probably be after I do that Firefly race in April. But if you're interested, follow along with the channel, and I'll do that. I'll obviously have other reviews coming up. I'm getting close to doing my full review on the Ultra Experience Flow 3. And anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're having a great day, and keep moving.